If you're a successful business owner or professional with $25,000 to $1 million sitting idle or stuck in volatile markets, and you already know that real estate is one of the safest ways to build your long-term wealth, but you refuse to deal with tenants and toilets, renovations, or 2 a.m. phone calls, this message is for you. Because here's the truth, most people won't say it out loud. Owning rental properties is a pain in the ass. And if you ever owned a single family rental or duplex or small building, you've already learned the lesson the hard way. So just give me a few minutes and I'll show you how qualified investors are earning real estate cash flow and long-term appreciation without being a landlord, without managing properties, and without sacrificing focus on their real business or career. And more importantly, you'll see how this approach is designed to target monthly income and long-term value growth, all handled by a professional management team. Let me explain why most passive investments aren't actually passive at all, and why a private real estate trust focused on Ontario apartment buildings has quietly become one of the most attractive alternatives for investors who value their time. Let's be honest for a second, you didn't get successful by wasting time on things that don't move the needle. And yet, that's exactly what most real estate investing turns into. You buy a rental thinking it's passive, then suddenly you're dealing with tenants who don't pay on time, contractors who don't show up, repairs that cost double what you were quoted, and problems that somehow always happen when you're busy with something important. So now, instead of building wealth, you've accidentally bought yourself a job, and it's a job that you can't quit. Maybe you tried scaling it, picked up a second property or a third, only to realize you didn't build a portfolio, you built a headache factory. And let's not even talk about stocks because you already know how that movie goes. One bad headline, one rate hike, one unexpected market event, and years of gains can vanish in weeks. So you're stuck in this frustrating middle ground. You believe in real estate, you hate being a landlord, you don't trust Wall Street, and you refuse to babysit your investments, which leaves you asking a dangerous question. Is there any way to own real estate without actually owning real estate? Before I go any further, and you're already thinking this is exactly what I've been looking for, you don't even have to watch the entire video. Below the video, you can book a call or submit information to start a conversation with our team. There's no obligation. It's simply a chance to see whether this is a fit for you. If you'd rather understand how this works first, keep watching. Either way, the option is there. 10 years ago, I noticed something interesting. The people I respected most financially, the ones with real money, real businesses, real responsibilities, weren't buying duplexes. They weren't arguing with tenants. They weren't patching drywall on weekends. Instead, they were quietly doing something very different. They were investing in large apartment buildings. Not one unit, not 2 units, the entire building. Here's the part that stopped me cold. They were getting predictable monthly income, long-term appreciation, tax-efficient real estate benefits without managing a single tenant. No calls, no chaos, no distractions. Their time stayed focused on what actually made them wealthy in the first place, their businesses and their careers. At first I thought, sure, that's only for institutions or ultra wealthy insiders, but that wasn't true. What they had wasn't secret information. They just had structure. A structure where professionals find undervalued apartment buildings. Expert operators improve and manage them, and investors participate in upside without being involved in the day-to-day. There was a light bulb moment because suddenly real estate didn't have to mean work. It could mean ownership without obligation. And once I saw how this was being done, I realized something important. Most investors aren't bad at real estate. They're just using the wrong vehicle. Here's what finally changed everything for me. I stopped asking, how do I buy more properties? And I started asking much smarter questions. How do the best real estate investors own apartments without running them? The question led me straight to the Ontario apartment buildings. And for good reason. Ontario isn't speculative. People don't stop renting. Demand stays high. Supply is tight, and that means well-run apartment buildings there don't rely on hype. They rely on fundamentals. Here's the part most people don't expect. We didn't go out and find some perfect real estate vehicle to invest in. We tried, and what we found was underwhelming. Most options were either too generic, too opaque, too conservative, or structured to benefit the manager far more than the investor. So we asked a different question. If this doesn't exist at the level we trust or with our own capital, why not build it? The decision changed everything. Instead of looking for a better way to invest in apartment buildings, we built the structure ourselves. One designed specifically for people like us and people like you. Successful, time constrained, focused on growth, and completely uninterested in landlord headaches. The foundation was intentional from day one. Focus exclusively on multifamily apartment buildings, target assets with strong fundamentals, not speculation, improve operations to drive real value, operate professionally, not emotionally, and structure everything so investors remain fully passive. No tenants, no contractors, no day-to-day decisions, just ownership done right. This wasn't built for everybody. It was built for investors who want real estate exposure, predictable income, long-term value growth, without pulling attention away from businesses and careers that already make them money. In short, the vehicle we wanted didn't even exist, so we created it. So let me finally be clear on what we built. It's called Foundation Capital Private Real Estate Trust, and it exists for one reason: to give investors access to professionally managed Ontario apartment buildings in a structured design to be completely passive. Here's what matters. This isn't a theory, this isn't a side project, and this isn't something that we'd offer if we weren't fully aligned. We invested our own capital into this structure first, and we continue to invest alongside our partners. Same assets, same risk, same upside. When you participate, you're not buying into a course. You're not lending your money, and you're not guessing the market swings. You're subscribing to units in a private real estate trust that acquires apartment buildings in Ontario, improves them operationally, operates them professionally, and distributes cash flow while targeting long-term value growth, all while keeping you completely out of the day-to-day. This was designed for people who already have momentum, people who understand that time is their most valuable asset. Focus beats diversification chaos, and real wealth is built fundamentally not through speculation. If that sounds like you, then the next step is simple. Here's what happens next. If this resonates and you want to explore whether this is a fit for you, the next step is not to invest immediately. The next step is to simply start a conversation. Below this video, you'll see two options. You can book a call directly using the link provided, or if you prefer, fill out the short form below, submit your information. Either way, it's just an initial conversation, no pressure, no obligation, just a straightforward discussion to see if it aligns with your goals. One important note: we are currently closing out our next round of funding, which means availability is limited, not because of marketing tactics, but because we only raise capital in defined windows. Once this round closes, our new allocations won't be available until the next raise. So if owning professionally managed Canadian apartment buildings without being a landlord while keeping your focus on what's already making you money sounds like the direction you've been looking for, then take the next step now. Book the call or submit the information below, and we'll take it from there.